and the first stock that you picked up for us today is Hero Moto. Today it's buzzing in trade. Last 1 month surely picked up pace, almost 16% gain in the last 1 month. Do you think this will be the hero in the auto space going forward?
So that is what I feel like. The stock is coming out of a hibernation of almost 10 years. If we go back to 2014-15, the stock used to be 2500 to 2800. And for the next 8 to 9 years, the stock has done nothing. In the last 1 year also, if you look at it, the low in last March was around 2200, 2250. The low in this March was around 2250. And in the interim, it went to 2900 at least almost 5 to 7 times or even more, and got resisted here. Now we are looking at that breakout possibility about 2900 mark, which would indicate that it's a long-term change, very similar to what happened with the TVS Motors at one point of time. So the risk reward is very interesting. If this trade on the longer term plays out, a big range breakout of the last 2 years, as well as an underperformance cycle shifting from the last 10 years, this could very well go all the way to 3600 to 4000 also. So it's a buy at current levels. Would keep a stop loss below 2750 and expect a move towards 3600 to 4000 in the medium to long term.
Very bright future for Hero Moto Corp is what Nooresh is envisaging. But Harsh, let me come to
in terms of just 6 months, 1 year, very strong returns that we've seen already coming in from M&M Financials. How much more upside is actually left for this one now?
So the way we look at financials is when they get into a trend and they continue surprise. We've seen what happened with Chola Finance. So the next one in the NBFC block, the first one to actually break out over the last 6 months was Mahindra and Mahindra Financials. After making that breakout move, it tested the 220 mark quite a few times. And now after making that fresh move towards 275 to 290, the current correction was very shallow. It only corrected from 295 to 280. That's classically an indication of a momentum picking up in a big way. So a flag formation done. Yesterday it broke out into a new fresh 52-week high. So a flag breakout done, this could take it next towards 340 levels. Stop loss would be now placed at 290. So the stock is a leader in the NBFC space and expected to be over the next 2 weeks.
All right, so that's the take coming in on M&M Financial. And if you have been tracking the channel since morning, this was also among the top trades for Nooresh, or rather first trades for Nooresh this morning. That's M&M Financials for you. But moving on, Lisa, let's talk about Bank of Maharashtra. Spandana Spurti, no doubt this particular counter has been in news over the last few days on the stake sale, also the board approval coming in for this particular counter for raising funds via NCD. But on the charts, how is Spandana Spurti looking to you? Do you think it's an attractive play?
So if you look at the stock technically, after the March 20 bottoms, it had recovered to 800. Then went back below the March 20 levels in last year and has recovered back again. And now if you look at a little shorter term charts of the last 6 to 12 months, 650 was a resistance. The stock every time came to 650, flipped back to 500. Over the last 1 month, the stock has started sustaining above the 650 mark. Volumes for the last 1 month are higher. And there is a possibility of the big block happening, which is noticed from the fact of the announcements regarding the promoter stake getting out, the promoter qualification getting out. Technically, it is a stock which is breaking out, and it's not just Spandana, it is a bunch of NBFCs, MFIs which are breaking out. So it's a trend across the board, which is where Spandana becomes an interesting case, wherein one could be looking at an accumulate between 650 to 700 levels. Eventually, once it breaks out, it could go towards that 850 mark. So keeping a stop loss below 620 and an accumulate on every day.
So that is Spandana Spurti, and that is indeed the last stock on this edition of Market Fatatfat. Thank you so much, Nooresh, Jay, for joining us on the show, as well as Lisa and Harsh. And with that, we come to the end of this week's edition.